Hello everybody and welcome to my awesome video. This episode is about how you become cancer itself. You see, there's a big problem in For Honor recently. The community is simply too great. People are like nice to each other. I'm not used to this from other games and we gotta do something about it. So, in this video, I will teach you how you can become cancer itself and eventually spread the cancer to other players. So, with that said, let's get started.
Trick number 1. First thing that you need to do in order to give people cancer is when you're playing Aramusha, then remember that you need to do the slow walk. Before battle, you need to slow walk up to the character. There's no rush. We're not here to fight or anything. We're just here to look cool. Especially remember this when you're not doing a normal duel. If you can do this during a Dominion fight, that would be absolutely awesome. Remember to angle yourself so there's a little bit of fire behind you. That way it looks like you are walking away from an explosion. Cool guys don't look at explosion. You're gonna look even cooler. The next great tip about how to give other people cancer, it is when you're playing Orochi. The Orochi has a very diverse set of attacks. It is said that the Orochi is a counter-attacker, and that is to be taken very seriously. You have to do absolutely nothing but counter-attack. You have to constantly side dodge. And once you hit somebody with anything, just spam light attacks. You don't need heavies for anything. Don't even worry about guard breaking. Don't worry about fainting. That doesn't matter. You are above it. You're the Orochi. Keep spamming light attacks. Spam light attacks all the time. And I mean all the time. Maybe throw out like a quick soul attack for every once in a while, but besides that, just spam constantly light attacks. People love that shit. We're just here to win. We're not here to have a good time. Just spam light attacks and get it over with. Victory! Tip number 3. When you're playing Skaegor, it is very important that you keep your power armor up at all times. The Skaegor is a defensive character. He's a tank. And again, this must be taken very seriously. Do not attempt to initiate any kind of attack against the opponent. Always wait for them to hit you first. And once they do, you retaliate. And don't forget to headbutt, knocking people back, resetting their momentum and reducing some of their stamina, making the fight drag out even longer. Don't worry about that. This is how you're supposed to be playing. Some people might say it's turtling. It's not. It's just defensive strategy. That is how you play Skaegor. Bonus point if you can do a very long execution, especially if it's in a casual duel match. Your opponent would like nothing better than to see his own head squeezed by the Skaegor. See if you can actually find an even longer execution than this one. The longer the better. I know that you don't have to do an execution when you're playing a casual duel, but you're not anybody. You want to show off your awesome new execution, even though it's very long and it's gonna take forever. Tip number 4. Pick the gladiator and learn how to play him really well. learn all his moves, then forget everything again except for zone attacking. And then, once you're against any opponent, just zone attack. Zone attack is an awesome skill because it is so damn safe. If you miss with the first attack, then just cancel it out and don't follow through, that way you cannot be punished. The first half of the zone attack is unblockable and unparryable, so there's absolutely no way you can get punished to throw that one out, so you have to do it as much as physically possible. I know I told you to forget everything, but maybe you should also throw in a toe stab every now and then, because like with the first half of the zone attack, the toe stab is also unparryable and unblockable. There's nothing that says skill more than toe stabbing and zone attacking. People are gonna bow in the dust to learn how you get so good at being a gladiator. Tip number 5. Pick the Highlander. Once you're the Highlander, you'll get access to a lot of very interesting moves. He has 2 kinds of stances, a defensive and an offensive stance. These can lead to some very interesting combos of attacks, and it can also lead to a lot of confusion for the enemy. And these 2 stances open up for so many possibilities, but you know what? You're better than that. You already know the key to success, the key to always winning fights, and that is constantly spamming a faking a kick into a grab attack and then unblockable heavy attack right into their face, and then go straight back into offensive pose to repeat the whole thing over again. Maybe sometimes you don't fake the kick and you actually go follow through with the kick, and then you get another free unblockable heavy attack. Is this so beautiful? This game is just awesome sometimes. Nothing makes people happier than seeing their hero being destroyed by some old man's grab attack, knowing full well that once that connects, there's nothing you can do to escape the impenetrable, unblockable heavy attack that's coming your way. Tip number 6. Get really good at playing the Conqueror. And when I say good at, I mean good at doing shoulder bashing and follow that up by a light attack. Because those are the only 2 moves you need to remember. Oh yeah, and with the occasional faking a shoulder bash and doing a guard break instead. Besides that, those 2 moves are the only moves you will need to do. Remember to throw people off by changing the timing of your shoulder bash. Do a little bit of stepping and then do the shoulder bash. Or do like a full step ahead and then do the shoulder bash. You see how difficult it is to play the Conqueror. You have to consider when to input the shoulder bash. Oh, the cancer! I think that pretty much covers up my guide about how to give the privilege to people of giving them For Honor cancer. If you have made it this far without dying from it yet, then I would really suggest that you celebrate by hitting the like button and maybe subscribing to the channel. That would be absolutely awesome. See you next time.